I'm Edie Lush and I'm outside the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos. Really pleased to be joined by Janet Tobias. Thanks very much for coming along.
I'm really pleased to be here.
We had an amazing evening actually the other night watching your documentary, which I want to talk about, Fighting the Unseen Enemy. First of all though, I want you to tell me about your time working with Diane Sawyer and how that was. What did you learn about storytelling there?
I was really lucky as I started my career at a place where 22 million people saw the show every week, so it spoiled me forever. Diane was a consummate writer and had an incredible sense of character. And at the end of the day, I think story is about people, and that you bridge the gap of ideas through people.
And how did she do that?
By knowing who to find for the stories, and then also by being, because 60 was a writer's show, is she was a really consummate writer with an incredible turn of phrase.
So the show that we saw, the documentary that I saw here the other night, and I've spoken with Dr. Moses. Tell me how that came about.
I have actually sort of two lives. I have a life in medicine. I'm an adjunct professor of medicine at Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York. And then I have a life in film. And normally actually I don't mix them. But all my friends in medicine kept saying, do a film about medicine. And 4 years ago, what I was interested in was this idea that in the 21st century, we were more likely to see outbreaks become bigger and epidemics even become a pandemic because of population growth and urbanization and environmental change and travel. And so I started work on it, and then little did I know that we would have an Ebola outbreak in West Africa. We would have a Zika outbreak during the process of making the film. So we started really more as an idea awareness film, and it became a live in the trenches film. Right.
And part of it was about Dr. Moses having to combat personal issues, losing his friends who were doctors, losing nurses, and he here in the ice house, he named them by name, which was so powerful to hear. That was one part of it. The other side of it was the speed with which the vaccine was developed. Tell me about that.
With Ebola, we failed in many ways. There was no early detection. There was little early warning outside of Médecins Sans Frontières. People weren't prepared on the ground, but the incredible success was how fast science moved to develop a vaccine. And I think people still don't know that in what normally takes 10 to 15 years, they did in 2. And they had a little bit of help in that the US and Canadian government and a few other people had been working on Ebola because they considered it a potential biothreat. So they'd done early work. But industry, 3 companies, including Johnson & Johnson, jumped in and devoted huge amount of resources to move mountains to get a vaccine that we now think will be really effective. And with more research, we'll know how long. Is it a couple years? Is it a shorter time? Is it 10 years?
And what do you think the medical community, the world, learned from Ebola that might be applicable to Zika?
That if we don't start work on doing the scientific and technological work early, we will face losing millions of lives or millions of damaged children, because you don't jump into a swimming pool without taking swimming lessons. Firefighters have gear and training, and they're ready for when it happens. You don't not do the work ahead of time to solve the problem. And that's essentially, we've been doing that too long, and we can't. For all the people that died, for all the people like Soka who risk their lives every day fighting, we can't not do the work now.
Janet, thank you very much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.